I've got the, my system is two NVIDIA 660s in SLI, and I run on a 2560 by 1600 monitor. And while capturing here, I'm getting about 30 frames a second, but naturally, I've been running the Hangar module at 45 to 50 frames, which has been pretty smooth. And I'm gonna hop out here because I really like this boarding animation from third person. There's this nice little touch coming up right here that I just really like, where he grabs the top and ducks under, and it just adds that little extra character that I really enjoy. Oh, you know what? It might have been the 315 that had the foot pedals working. Now that I think about it, let's see here in a moment. So this is the 300i cockpit, and there's the foot pedals. Yeah. So you got your yaw control there, and then roll, pitch on the yoke. I think it's interesting that they've gone and made the variety in the cockpit controls so diverse. As you guys can see, the 300 has a flight yoke, and the Hornet has a joystick, and then the Constellation actually has a yoke as well, I think. And when I flip over to the I'm just popping through some extra views here so we can see. And if you actually, in your Hangar module, if you're in a third-person cockpit view and you hold K, it'll let you rotate around and get a couple different angles, which will probably be nice. Like, this would probably be a really nice screenshot here for a signature file or something, where you've got the Origin 315 over here on the right, just prominently displayed. And actually, let me pop back in first person and exit. There's some fun decals and stuff on the exterior textures, little warning stickers and things like that. No step there. I'm gonna blatantly disregard that one. But you got little cautions here. Do not remove this panel. Really nice, like, immersive things. You know, not every game would think to go and put maintenance cautions. I wonder what that uses. Huh. I don't think the top airlock works yet, but not many companies and artists would go and actually put the maintenance warning stickers and stuff on a spacecraft here. But Robert Space Industries does. Looking for the ones around the thrusters. That there is one of the maneuvering thrusters, and maybe they're not on the 315. But there are actually a couple of different thruster varieties on here that you oh, there's one of the stickers, but it's way too dark. Okay. Anyway. Over here is my 350R, and it's much the same. The major difference here is that it, of course, has the twin TR3 thrusters driving it versus the single 4 on 315. So let's run over here to the Constellation, which I'm sure is everybody's is what everybody wants to see. And actually, I'm gonna hop into the holo table first. This is pretty cool here. The actual way you interface with it is a little clunky right now, because basically you have to hold tab to get the cursor up and move things around. But actually, I'm gonna pull up the 315 sounds like a good one. But you can go and you can view the different equipment that's loaded on them. So we're going to slide over here to weapons, and it's going to show me the hard points here. Oh, if I can get it in my field of view. Okay, so we've got the wing pylon here, and it tells us what sizes and types of hard point can fit on it. And over here we've got the Omniski 6 laser cannon, and it will give us some damage stats and power consumption and all kinds of delicious things that once they get a couple more equipment types in, I'm sure it will be a lot of fun to pour over. And actually that's a bug. That's supposed to be, this was the 315, right? Yeah, that's supposed to be mounted with a tractor beam on this variant. But then we can pop over and you can see the engine power plant, and that's actually viewable on the model if I remember right. And so changing that out for different things will be visible on the model of your ship, and that's pretty cool. I really like that aesthetic. There's actually a bug here where the thruster doesn't show up properly on this model. It's in the known issues on the patch notes, but we can actually see it here and get it. So you can see that high thrust output, low EM emissions, but apparently it's not very power efficient. But it's an interesting choice there, I guess. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to just walk away. So then over here, it dims the lights when you turn the holotable on. I had not noticed that. Okay, well let's turn the holotable off then, so we can see again. There we go. Huh. Learn something new every day in the Hangar module. So this is the Constellation, and it's rather an attractive looking ship. I've gone back and forth on it a couple times. When they first released it, I said, "Oh, hey, that's neat. It's new. It has potential to be iconic." Then, as they started releasing 3D renders, I started to get a little concerned because it looked fairly bland. But now that they've got all of these detailed textures and that sort of thing on it, and they've got the paint on the outside, it actually looks a lot better. And I'm back to liking the way it looks. So back here in the rear, we've got this is actually a door that'll go to, I think, a bathroom when it's working, and then there's some little personal effects bins and the bunks, which double as life support systems, injection pods. And then over here, this is actually the main cargo bay, and it doubles as a bay for the P-52 Merlin snub fighter that you can actually see down there. This little pod here will open up and allow you to get inside it while in flight, even if you've got cargo loaded here on the bay doors. But then this whole section drops down to load cargo, and it's kind of an interesting system. Not incredibly practical in some regards because you have to unload the P-52 to get at it, but it's a very unique and inventive way, and I have to give them credit. I mean, it uses the space, and this is our little dinner table, and we can, if I can get that use prompt back. There we go. Nope. Or not. I thought that one was usable now. Alright, let's go back up. There's some work that needs to be done on labeling, you know, like, oh, okay, use. Well, what is it I'm using? But that's the interface work that'll come in time, I'm sure. Over here, you can see the controls for the turrets, up and down. And then here is the captain's chair. I'm sorry, this is dual sticks. And we can work the controls a little bit there. Yeah, that'll be nice. But this is our commanding view through our big clear cockpit. And we'll get out of that, go back down outside, and I'm going to stop recording to show you guys the business hangar with my freelancer in it. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back, and as you might be able to tell on the video, I'm not entirely sure how apparent it will be. For some reason, this hangar kicks my computer's butt way worse than the other one. I'm not sure if it's all the lighting effects or if it's just a factor with the freelancer model itself isn't quite as optimized yet. I don't know, but this is a freelancer, and right now it's the only ship in this account's hangar because the rest of them are not in yet. But when they come in, this will probably actually get upgraded to a deluxe hangar. So I'm kind of appreciative that I get to see the business hangar here, because they're not in yet. So we'll run upstairs here real quick, and where is he? There's an elevator here somewhere, and I haven't spent as much time in this hangar, so there it is. You'll excuse me for getting lost in my own hangar. But this has a nice little glass enclosed elevator, and the corridors have that glass paneling there. Nice little distortion effects on the glass, as you can see. We can see a good view of the turret there from this vantage point, and those nice big engines. Not as big as the Constellation, but pretty beefy. And yes, use. So use. There it is. Okay. So we'll come down. So yeah, the deluxe hangar is actually, or the business hangar is actually a little more posh than the deluxe one in my opinion, but that's alright. If I had my choice, I would have all my ships in a grimy, stripped down basic hangar anyway. Because I really like the very worn and like lived in aesthetic here that some of the stuff in Star Citizen offers. But this freelancer has two cargo holds. It's got a secondary cargo hold here that I'm standing in, and then a primary cargo hold that can be directly accessed with the loading ramp, the rear boarding ramp here. And that's a steep ramp. I'm sure you guys are saying. Well, it's got those little grooves in it to help you climb up it. Oh, that's right. I think you have to jump a little bit here at the end. Yeah. But then it's also got a crane system here that can be used, I'm sure, to load the cargo bay. And then I'm not sure what these ladders are for, but somewhere above us is the turret, probably right up there. I'm not quite sure how you get in there. When I tried to hit use on this before, it just closed the door. So, I'm not sure how that works yet, but that's what it is. And we can see over here that we've got a little toilet there, and we've got some desks and chairs, with consoles, and then these are actually the bunks next to me, which you can see here. And then we've got 4 seats in here. I'm assuming these are passenger seats because the listed crew for this ship is 2, which kind of makes sense with the turret in the rear there. But we can sit down, and I actually really like the control sticks on here because they move independently, and so it's not just a traditional yoke, and it's kind of an interesting scheme they've envisioned there that eliminates the need for foot pedals. So this is the view out the cockpit, and there's been a big stink on the forums about the placement of that pillar there in the center, and I fully expect it to get moved a little to the left, so it opens up a direct center or direct forward view for you. But I really like, and this is a good opportunity to point it out, but it's been present in all of the other ships as well. I really like all of the control displays that they've built into the ship cockpits, and the goal is for all of these to be functional in some way, to show you useful and live data about the ship. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the UI designers come up with and how they can go and utilize that space. But it's one of those things that just really gets somebody who's a bit of a sim nut excited in that regard, because there's nothing to me quite as immersive when you're creating a science fiction universe as creating all of those little things for you to monitor and be aware of that can go on in the background there. So that is a tour of my ships and my hangars, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We're going to go ahead and come down the cockpit ramp here, and go ahead and open up that boarding ramp and step back down. So one last look at the Freelancer, which is actually a really nice looking ship. So I hope you guys had fun. Bye. Well, hello everybody. This is Cafis here, and I am giving you guys a tour of my Star Citizen Deluxe hangar. As you can see here, this is my constellation, and I've got a hangar that takes up. They're built modularly, and this has 2 kind of sections. So in the first section, I've got the constellation here, and I've got my model of my Cutlass, which has the little plaque on it, Drake Cutlass. But that looks like it'll be pretty fun when it is implemented fully. Then over here is the Hornet, and we'll start off here. Seems kind of fitting. There we go. Find the use prompt there so I can open it up and get inside, and I'll just, jump out. You can see the animation going. I like the animations. They're a little slow, and when I board the 300i, you guys will see the other thing that I'm kind of not quite pleased with. They could smooth out some of the head movements some. But this is the Hornet cockpit here. Of course, the cockpit's still open, so you don't quite see the actual in-flight view there, and then a bunch of these panels will fold up. But you can see that in true Wing Commander style, your model will operate the joystick and actually the foot pedals too. Why isn't it doing the pedals? Well, last night I had the pedals working. And in any case, and that's the Hornet, and we'll get back out. And actually, here you can see some of the LODs. It tracks the head in the animation very closely with the viewpoint, and that gets a little jarring. But the hangar itself, of course, and the engine they've got running is beautiful. Let me actually run over to the elevator here and go up and show you guys the view from above. Over in the other section of my hangar, I've got two 300 series models. I've got the 315P, which is the exploration-based one, and I've got the 350R, which is kind of their luxury racer. Of course, when I've actually got more ships here that will be incoming as time goes on, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of those. That's the 315 down there. The lighting makes the yellow, or I don't remember if it's yellow or orange, but it makes it kind of a little muddy there, but it's rather attractively colored, as we'll see up close. And then the 300R is actually right below us. So we'll see if I can get the door, there it is, get the door open, bring the elevator up so I can go back down into this section of the hangar here. I haven't gotten around to springing for a buggy yet, so no buggy races in this demo. But what you're seeing here